Hello students, welcome to online tutorial of database management system. My name is Bhavna Singh. I am working as an assistant professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. In today's session, we will discuss about the database management. So let's get started. Students, in today's session, we will cover all these topics of Unit 3, like what is a distributed database and its features, what is distributed database management system and its features, objectives of distributed database management system, components, and advantages and disadvantages of distributed database management system. Let's start with the first topic, that is distributed databases. A distributed database is a single logical database that is spread physically across computers in multiple locations that are connected by data communication links. That means we have discussed so far about the database and how the data is stored inside the database and how DBMS manages all these database. Now in this session we will talk about distributed database. Distributed means it is distributed among multiple sites or among multiple computers, you can say. So this distributed database means that a database that is not limited to a particular one system. It is spread over different sites, or you can say it is spread over multiple computers, and these multiple computers, they are not at the same location. They are physically spread across globally, you can say, or across different sites, you can say. And these distributed database, they are not sharing any physical components, and because they are present at the multiple locations, so they can only communicate with the help of the communication links or with the help of the computer networks only, like LAN or like WAN. And we can also say that it is not a single database, but there are a number of databases that are geographically distributed all over the world. So there is a difference between a single database and a distributed database. In single database, there is one database and it is present at one location only. But in case of distributed database, there are number of databases and they are spread all over the world, or you can say they are spread across the multiple sites. Let us now discuss the various features possessed by this distributed database. The first one is logically interrelated. That means all the databases that are stored among the multiple sites or among the multiple networks, they are logically interrelated with each other and they communicate via the communication network or the communication links. But to the user, they appear as a single database. Though the developers know that in distributed database, all the database, they are distributed among multiple sites, but they are managed in such a way that they appear as a single database, or you can say single logical database to the user. Then the second we have, they are connected via a network. That means the processors that are stored on multiple sites, they are connected via a network, like via a LAN or via WAN, and they do not have any multiprocessor configuration because they are geographically spread across multiple sites. Then the next we have the transaction processing. Transaction processing means that distributed database, it incorporates transaction processing, but we cannot say that all the transactions they are processing at the one site only. This transaction processing can occur between these multiple sites with the help of these communication links and with the help of these queries, and that is managed by the DBMS. Then the next point we have that multiple sites. Multiple sites means that data, it is physically stored across multiple sites, because we have databases that are managed at multiple sites, at different sites, and in the data that is stored in each of these database, they are physically stored across multiple sites, and all the data in each of the database that is stored at different places, they are managed by the DBMS independent of the other sites. That means every particular database, they have their own DBMS to manage, to manipulate and to store data inside that particular database. So students, so far we have discussed in the previous slide that what is a distributed database, like the database which is stored at multiple locations. But here is a question, that who is responsible for managing all the data inside these distributed databases, and inside all these databases, how the manipulation or how the storage of data occurs? So the answer is very simple, that all the management of this data inside these distributed databases is done by the DDBMS, that means Distributed Database Management System. In the first slide also we have discussed what is database, what is data, who is responsible for managing the data, what is DBMS. So in the first lecture only we have covered all these topics. So now we can also recall that DBMS, database management system, is a software that is responsible for doing all the operations on the database and for maintaining and for installing, for operating on, for storing, for manipulating. All these operations, they are done by the database management system. So this database management system, it manages the data whether it is stored on single location or whether the data is stored at multiple locations, as in case of this distributed database system that we are talking about right now. So let us define it, DDBMS, as the software that manages the distributed database and provides an access mechanism that makes this distribution transparent to the user, is called distributed database management. That means this distributed database management system, it integrates all the data logically so that it can be managed in an efficient manner, and it is appears to the user that all the data, it is stored at the same location. And the second function it performs, that it synchronizes all the data periodically and ensure that all the updates or all the data deletes or modifications, they are performed at one location and will automatically, it is reflected in the data stored, that are stored at multiple locations. So basically we can conclude that what the DBMS is doing, it is responsible for the storing, for synchronizing, for managing, for integrating all the data that are stored at different locations as one database. Now we will discuss the various features that are provided by this distributed database management system. It is used to create, retrieve, update and delete distributed databases. That means all these operations, they are performed by this DDBMS. It synchronizes the database periodically and provides access mechanism by the virtue of which the distribution becomes transparent to the user. That means whatever data is stored at multiple locations, it synchronizes all the databases periodically so that it will appear as a single database to all the users. Then it ensures that the data modified at any site is universally updated. That means if the data is modified at one location, that it will be automatically reflected at the multiple sites or wherever the data is stored. Then the next we have, it is used in application areas where large volumes of data are processed and accessed by numerous users simultaneously. That means this distributed database management system is used where we need to manage a lot of data, or where we need to do a lot of processing and accessing of a huge amount of data, so that we need to distribute all the database across multiple locations, and we need to balance the entire load between these databases. Then it is designed for heterogeneous database platforms. Mainly it is designed for heterogeneous, that means different database platforms. Now let us discuss the various functions or various objectives of this database management system that it is providing to various users. The first one is application interface. Means it provides the application interface so that the user will be able to interact with these databases. Then the second is validation. Validation means to analyze the whatever data request is provided by the user. So analysis is done and the validation is done by this DBMS. Then it provides the mapping also to determine the data location of the local as well as the remote fragments and all the data, and to relate all the data that is spread across multiple sites. Then it also provides the security and also provides data integrity and confidentiality of the data, so that no authorized user can use it or access it. Then the next is also provides the concurrency control mechanism. That means with the help of this concurrency control mechanism, the user will be able to access the data simultaneously at the same time. Then it also helps to keep track of data, it helps in data distribution and fragmentation and all the replication of the data that is occurring inside the database, on all the storing and who is accessing, who is storing, who is updating, deleting. All these track records are kept by these DBMS. Then it also helps to recover the data in case of some failure occurs, or in case of some transaction failure occurs, some system crashes, some site crashes. So in order to recover from all these failures, this also provides database recovery. Then we have, it provides the replicated data management, like this distributed database management. It functions that how to handle the duplication of data in order to maintain the consistency of the data. So it also maintains all the replicated copies of the data items and remove all these redundant entries so that the database can become consistent. So this is how the entire database management system, it handles the entire databases, or you can say the entire distributed databases that are spread across the multiple locations. And this is how the relationship between each of the databases, or this is how the processing of each of these databases is conducted at this distributed databases. So let us now discuss the various components of this distributed database management system. The first one is the computer workstation. Computer workstation means all the devices, you can say, or all the nodes that are spread at different locations and in which the data is stored, and in which the different people, they are working on these workstations. And all these workstations, they must be independent of the each other. Then the second, we have the network hardware and software. See, hardware means and the physical devices, you can say, and the physical components, and software means which is installed inside the computer. So these network hardware and software components, they reside on each of the workstation or each of the device, you can say. And because of these network and hardware software, all the communication or all the exchange of data, all the interaction between these multiple sites is possible. And they provide operating system, network hardware, and the communication links. So all these components, they are allowing these multiple nodes to interact with each other with the help of these software and hardware components. Then the next, we have the communication media. Communication media is a medium, you can say, that is transferring, or that is carrying the data from one node to the another. Then the next, we have the transaction processor. Transaction processor means which is responsible for accepting the application data request and processing these application data requests that one node is transferring to the another. So it is a software, you can say, it is a software component which is found on every computer or devices that are present at different locations, and its main function is to request the data, process that data, and send the output. And this transaction processor is also known as the transaction manager, or you can say the application processor, which is responsible for processing the all the applications of the data request. Then the next, we have the data manager. Data manager means which is also residing on each of the computer or devices, and it is responsible for storing and retrieving all the data that are stored at multiple sites. So this transaction processor is mainly responsible for the managing of overall data. Now there are many advantages of this distributed database system also. The first one is the modular development. Modular development means that in case of this distributed database, we can easily add new computers and local data to the new sites and connect them to the distributed system with no intervenes or with no interruption in the current function. But in case of a centralized database system, if we need to expand the system by adding new computers or by adding new units, then it requires a substantial efforts also, and it also causes disruption in the existing functioning also. But in case of distributed database, we can easily add new computers or new nodes. Then the second, we have, it is more reliable. It is more reliable because in this distributed database, what is happening, that all the data is spread across multiple sites. So in case one component fails, then it does not affect on the entire functioning of the entire system, and the system may continue functioning without any delay. So but in case of a centralized database, what happens is, in case of a database failure, because all the data is stored at one location, and in case that database failure occurs, so the entire system will becomes to, or will becomes damaged, or will comes to an halt. So this is a very much efficient thing in this distributed database, that it is more reliable as computed as compares to the centralized database. Then the third one is, it provides better response also, because what happens in distributed, that data is distributed in an efficient manner, and whenever the user requests certain data, so that particular request can be met from local data itself also, or from any other site also. So it provides the faster response as compared to the centralized. Then there is a lower communication cost also, because if the data is stored locally, or it is located locally, where it is mostly, or you can say frequently used, then the communication cost for that manipulation of data can be minimized. But this is not possible in case of centralized system. Then the next is processor independence. It means that databases that are stored at multiple sites, they have their own processors, and they have their own database management system to control and to manage all these things. So the processors are independent of each other. Then obviously it provides the improved performance, because as the data is stored at multiple sites, and the load is balanced equally, or load is distributed equally among the multiple computers, so data processing will be occur at much faster and much efficiently. So it ultimately leads to increased performance of the system. Along with many advantages, this distributed database management system has certain disadvantages also. Like the first one, for creating the distributed database, there is a need for complex and expensive software. So it becomes a little bit expensive process in order to create this distributed database. Then the second, it provides processing overhead. Processing overhead means that even for the simple operations, it may require a large number of communications and additional calculations, so that uniformity can be provided between the data that is stored across multiple sites. So it becomes a little bit hectic or overhead, you can say. Then the next is there is a problem of data integrity, because there is a constant need for modifying or updating all the data at multiple sites. So sometimes it becomes a problem in case one site remains unupdated, or without any updation, it causes lots of problems. Then the next is overheads for improper data distribution. Like if the data is not distributed in a proper manner, and all the queries, they are not handled in an efficient manner, because these responsiveness of these queries, they are dependent upon the proper data distribution. So in case of improper data distribution, it also leads to very slow response to the user request. Then the second, it is a little bit costly, because setting up a distributed environment, it requires a number of processors, number of databases, number of computers. So it becomes a little bit costly process. Then the next is architectural complexity. Architectural complexity means the system that are stored at multiple sites, and they are needing the multiple processors. So this leads to the complexity of the architecture, and it leads to the, and sometimes it wants the clear understanding of the architecture. Now this distributed database management system, it is categorized into two types, that is the homogeneous database management system and heterogeneous distributed database management system. Now we will discuss each one of them in detail one by one. So the first type is the homogeneous database. Homogeneous means that all the databases, they are similar to each other. Like all the databases, they are that is stored at different sites, they store the databases identically, and whatever operating system they are using, and whatever database management system they are using, all the data structures using, all are same at all sites. So they are easy to manage. And all these homogeneous distributed database, they uses the same DBMS software, and they uses the same application on every site, and they have a common schema also. That means the overall structure of all the database should be same. So therefore we can call it as a homogeneous, means they are similar to one another. Then the second, we have the heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means all are different to each other. That means all the different sites, they are using different schemas, the overall structure of all the databases are different to each other, and different computers, they are using different operating systems, different database applications. So all these things, they are using the different, and one site must be completely unaware of the other site, so they are different to each other in all respects. And they may even use the different data models for the database. So we require the translation process for transaction processing among these sites, and it requires a translation to communicate between these sites, because all of them and all the databases, they are using different applications, they are using different software, so it requires a translation between these sites. Now this distributed database management systems, nowadays they are used in almost all the fields. So we will discuss the application of this distributed database management. They are used in airlines, then corporate management information system, to manage all the information between these different levels of the company. Then it is used in hotel chains, making the various chains between the different branches of these hotels. Then it is used in the manufacturing industry, and as well as in military command and controlled. So these are the various applications where this distributed database management system is very much efficient and useful. Students, now it's time to discuss the important questions based on today's session. The first one is, what do you understand by distributed database? Explain its features. In this you have to explain everything about the distributed database and along with its features. Then, who is responsible for maintenance of distributed database and how? That means in this question it is asked that who is responsible for maintaining all the distributed database and how they are responsible for maintaining. So in this question you have to give the answer about the distributed database management system, because this DDBMS is only responsible for maintenance and for storage all the data inside this distributed database systems. So students, we are ending our session here only. I hope you have understood all the concepts of distributed database management system and how the entire management of these databases take place. So with this lecture we are ending our unit 3, and in the next session we will start with unit 4 and we will discuss about data warehouse and data mining. Till then you all keep learning. Thank you so much for watching.